just happened?
What just happened?
What just happened?
What just happened?
What the f*** happened?
What just happened? I'm Dan. That's Julia. And today we're talking Servant Season 4, Episode 9, called Awake. Jules, we've been waiting for this episode for years.
I know.
Literally.
Yeah.
There's a moment when I'm watching it and I'm like, okay, this is very straightforward. Like, we're getting answers. It's all like everything in this episode mattered towards the conclusion, which I hope people appreciate that. The only downside, and I'll get into it when we talk about it, is the ancillary stuff I've been talking about.
Yeah.
Is like there's like no more time left now for that stuff to get talked about. There's just
I know.
So there's going to be a lot of things that aren't answered. Like, I'm not even sure if we'll see Roscoe again. I don't know if we'll see Toby again. These are a couple things. I
want to see Toby.
It means he survives, but these are just
That's
the things that
That's a fair point.
off the bat that are running through my head. Like, do they have time to answer all this stuff now? I don't know. We'll see.
Honestly, with the way this episode ended, I'm not so sure that they do.
That's what I mean. Yeah. So, I mean, we'll see. I did enjoy it, though, and I think it mattered. And a lot of people have been waiting for this.
I think it was a great episode. Yeah.
People, and you texted me about Lauren Ambrose's performance. I mean,
oh my God, it was breathtaking, heartbreaking, but just so good.
Let's get into it. It's called Awake. It's a great title. And it's something that Julian and Sean have been wanting to do. Either one or the other of them have been wanting to do for basically the life of this entire show. So it's an important thing that they needed to get done, and the whole episode was building up to it. So even with the first scene, when Dorothy's on the phone trying to get information from the hospital, she gets through to Sean, and he's basically saying,
"Listen, Dorothy, I need to see you. There's something we need to talk about. Anyone hear us?"
And then he just makes up this plan, which she didn't know it was a plan at the time, but he's like, Toby's going to drop off some food tomorrow.
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah. Like, whatever. And guess what? That was like really smart foresight by Sean.
I was going to say that was a brilliant idea.
Yeah. It was really smart. And that's something that he was holding back too, because it's a plan that you can't do right now. Like, you got to wait. Mm-hmm. And like, he still held it to think of a reason for them to all talk, and it was really smart. Yeah, so I liked it. And then I really liked the scene with Leanne on the phone when she was acting as Dorothy, and she was just kind of antagonizing.
Oh my God,
Dorothy's stronger than both of us combined. She'll fight you.
Rest well, Sean. After you heal, you're gonna have to build yourself a whole new life. That'll take some effort.
I can't describe the feeling I get when she does stuff like that. It just gives me chills throughout my entire body. She's so scary.
Like, she's basically just taunting from, hey, I'm home with your wife and your kid, and you're in the hospital, and there's nothing you can do right now. And like, okay.
Right.
And she's just enjoying it.
And you know, your life as you know it is over. So good luck, because you're not coming back here.
And then we get the next day where this package of food or whatever is delivered, and they say that it's from Toby. So Leanne wants to be away from him.
I think you should get it. Toby and I. He's used the bathroom anyway.
Which I guess has been a theme this whole series. It's not one that I really put together, though. Did you?
Yeah, not really. To be honest, I couldn't really remember what their last interaction was.
I think it was like Halloween when she was like, go away. Get away from me.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I guess so. She's just kind of been pushing him away. Maybe it's because people say she respects Toby and she doesn't want him to see her the way she is right now. Maybe
either that, or it's like she doesn't want him close enough to the family so that he doesn't get hurt.
Right. So that was another part of Sean's plan. I mean, Sean knows about this. He knows that she doesn't want to be around Toby right now. So that's how he gets the message to her. Me either. Yeah. So that's how he gets the message to her, saying, pretending like you're talking to Toby, meet us behind the construction. And they're willing to wait because she doesn't get out there right away.
I was wondering, like, what are they doing? Because for some reason
me too.
my brain didn't think about the fact that they're probably in a car.
I didn't either.
I'm just like
I-
expecting them to be like standing there in the rain, like
Yeah. That didn't even cross my mind. I'm like, they're just sitting out there in the rain getting soaked. Like didn't. And then when they're in the car, I'm like, oh, of course. Like, why didn't I think
yeah,
of
that
that?
makes a lot more sense.
Yeah. And then the script writers had some more fun with the Wizard of Oz theories because that's what they decided to
yeah.
watch. And I was
Of
like, okay,
course.
that's cool.
As soon as they said movie, I knew that was going to be what they watched. Of course.
Yeah. Like, what else could it have been? Yeah. And this is when the cat and mouse starts. Like, Dorothy knows she has to get outside. She knows she can't just walk outside because Leanne will see it. And this has to be on the sly. So she just starts coming up with an excuse to get her to be busy for an extended period of time so she can get outside. And then I watched this after the episode with M. Night, who directed this episode, M. Night Shyamalan, and I think he's going to direct the finale. Why wouldn't he, right? So
I would imagine.
He said that shot of Leanne walking away with Jericho is like very symbolic of everything, because it's Leanne with the baby walking away, and that's something Dorothy's been terrified of this whole time. And it was like, here you go. It was very symbolic in that way, but it works, and it gets Dorothy to finally get outside, and they're sitting in the car waiting. And what's crazy is, they're in pretty much the exact spot that car was parked in when Jericho died. Pretty much, because it wasn't right out front. It was a little bit down the block.
I wondered if that was on purpose.
Probably. Yeah.
But I think it is.
Probably. Yeah, probably. So that's where she's going to learn the truth, in the exact same spot that it happened. So I think that's really cool. And, right away, I'm sitting there like, oh, this is going to happen, isn't it? And Julian says,
Sean, we need to do this.
I know.
What?
They struggle for a bit to get to the point. Sean finally says,
Dorothy, how much do you remember about last August?
and she doesn't remember anything. And then he talks about Gourmet Gauntlet LA and why he went. And then Julian breaks down. Great acting all around in this scene.
Oh my God. Like this whole
Yeah.
section of the episode was just like, it just hit me right in the feels.
Yeah. Because this is something they've both been lying to someone they love about for a long time, and now they're facing it.
Yeah.
And Julian's got tremendous guilt. He thinks if he would have went there instead of going to get drugs, that he probably could have saved the day. And that's probably true, but I guess you can't think like that. But he's
but
very
in
much so.
some capacity, they all have some part to play in it.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, no, exactly. And then Julian brings up how she called him, and she asked him to come, and he didn't go, and she said, I didn't call you. And then he plays the message, and that's was like, okay, all right. Then she starts to cry and panic, like, what's going on? Like, can someone say what's going on? And then Sean kind of gets to it. He goes,
well, I mean, they dragged it out so long,
and he kind of gets to it beforehand and then circles back and goes, yeah, Jericho's dead. It basically, they say it and then they reveal it after it. It's kind of weird in how they did it, but that was cool. He's like, we heard of this new form of therapy through Natalie, and you were there, but you were just gone. And then Sean says there was this doll, and she goes, doll? What doll? And it's just like everything just starts coming, and he says it was an accident. It was an accident. A freak accident, and basically everything comes to a moment that she has a flashback and the scene gets revealed to us. So there's no trickery behind this. A lot of people had theories that what happened to the baby maybe wasn't what actually happened. I was in that camp myself, but I think, Jules, we're in the moment now that we have to believe that that's what happened. There's no twist there.
I still, my thing is, I'm not saying that she did it on purpose. But I think, like, from being so run down and just absolutely exhausted, I think on some level, subconsciously, she might have kind of known in the back of her head that, like, that's what was happening.
Yeah.
When she went inside.
Yeah. No, yeah. Yeah, for sure. The flashback scene was great. We've seen bits and pieces of that day. And
it was.
Officer Reyes cameo.
Mrs. Turner, I'm a police officer. Would it be all right if I asked about your son?
Shout out, Officer Reyes. That was
Yeah.
cool. But carrying the baby out in that little body bag was just like, oh boy, it was rough. It was rough.
Yeah.
And
I still don't understand why
yeah.
they have hazmat suits. Is that
Me
like
too.
protocol?
Yeah. I
Is it
don't
just because
know.
like he had been in there like for a couple days?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't get that part. Flashback serves the purpose of bringing the memory back. Dorothy remembers, and then she freaks out. She was throwing bows and all.
Dude,
She was losing it.
She messed them up pretty bad.
Yeah, she did.
And like honestly, I can't blame her. I don't know how I would react to something like that.
Yeah, me too. So I mean, this was definitely a scene we knew that was going to happen, and we got it. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this moment. It was a very powerful scene. A lot of good acting here.
It was. I like the way they
yeah.
did it.
Me too. All the characters have been casted so perfectly for this show.
Oh yeah.
It deserves all the praise, and hopefully people are enjoying it because I thought it was a really good way to do this scene, because this is a tricky scene to do. Like, did you really want her to find out from anyone else than those two? Not really.
No. Like it
Right.
had to be them.
Yeah, it had to be. So like the way it was all done and served up on the platter, I thought was great. So, you know, they carry her back inside, and then Sean goes,
Leanne, come down here! We told her everything, it's over! Leanne!
get out. And when you know, Jules, the baby is back to being a doll.
You want to hold your son?
It's a doll. That's supposed to be funny, Leanne.
Nothing's funny, Sean.
Can I tell you how much I loved the camera work in this scene? That
Oh my
They
god,
never-
me too.
they never zoomed in on the doll. They just had it
No.
there. It was there.
You could see like the like this much of its face for
Yeah.
like a split second. But that was it.
Yeah. But the main focus was on Dorothy dealing
Yeah.
with this moment. And basically Sean just being honest, saying, you know, we told her the truth, get out. And then Leanne saying, hey, listen, I can change him back forever. And this isn't some baby that they're saying. This isn't some random baby that I found that everyone is telling you right now. This is Jericho, and I brought Jericho back to life, and you should know that because you're a mother and you know the touch of your son.
Yeah.
Because you've held him, and you felt his heartbeat, and you know that was Jericho.
So she's being very convincing, and Jules, I believe her 100%. I believe her.
Yeah.
I completely do. I think it's always been this, that the baby and the doll and Jericho have always been kind of the same. And she did bring him back to life. You know, not permanently because she can change him back, but
Mhm.
I believe her that she can permanently do it. So that's where I was at the end. I bought it.
Yeah, it seems to make sense to me. I mean, considering all of the things that we've seen her do this season, I wouldn't put it past them to, you know, make that part of her abilities. So,
Yeah. No, I believe her 100%. And I now have a prediction on how it's all going to end. And it took me
ooh, let's hear it.
it took me this long. So I kind of
Right.
think that it's just going to be if Leanne can convince Dorothy that she can change Jericho for good, that Leanne will stay in Dorothy's life. I think that's what Leanne thinks, and that's what Leanne's hoping for at this point, because she does look at her like her mom. But I think how it's going to end, and the way to stop Leanne, is Dorothy just has to say, no, this isn't what I want. It's not real.
Yeah.
I lost my son. I take responsibility for it, and I'm ready to move on. And I think that's all it's going to take to stop Leanne. But until that point, if she can even get to that point, there's going to be a lot of shit getting destroyed. It's going to be like almost apocalyptic. I think the final episode is going to be just all out damage from that Leanne is causing on the house. The house is getting destroyed, the block, the city, and
Yeah.
literally all it would take to stop her is Dorothy just saying she doesn't want her. She knows the truth and she doesn't want it. I don't think she has to kill her,
Yeah.
which a lot of people
No,
think
I
she
don't
does.
think so
I don't
either.
think she does.
I with the way her obsession is developed, and the way that her mental stability has declined throughout the last couple episodes, I think that would be enough to break her.
Yeah, it would.
Just that would
And-
destroy her if she even after like all of that.
Yeah, I think that's all it's going to take to stop Leanne, is for the mother that she wants to know the truth and to still be like, no, I don't need you, don't want this, I want to accept what really happened. And I think that'll stop her, but doesn't mean I don't think everybody's safe still. I think Julian's definitely going to die, 100%. And
Kind of seems like that, doesn't it?
and that'll kind of go full circle for his character to kind of do something that matters, because he just feels like he's just this addict who screwed up and messed up and lost his family, and he's the worst. And he was with Leanne for a very long time, and he never really wanted to rock the boat. So I think the only way to truly absolve him of this situation, that he needs to die, and I think he will die.
Yeah.
So
it kind of seems like it's heading in that direction, and I'm
Yeah.
sad, but also that's the way the house crumbles in this episode,
Yeah.
or this season.
It's definitely crumbling. I mean, we got one left. So what do you think? Are you expecting some kind of chaos next week, or?
I expect all chaos.
Yeah.
All chaos. But I genuinely can't decide if she's gonna say yes or no to Leanne.
I know.
And that's whatever happens is gonna severely change the direction of the next episode.
I think.
I can't believe I can't.
What were you saying?
Go ahead.
I think she'll say no, but not right away. I think she'll say no towards the end, and that'll stop everything.
Okay.
That's what I think.
Okay.
So.
I mean, I guess she'd probably need time to process that information.
Yeah. Yeah.
She was literally just told that her son, that she thought was her son, is actually dead.
Mm-hmm.
And now Leanne's like, just kidding. I resurrected him.
Mm-hmm. And there's this
So,
dog
like,
just sitting there. I know. It's a bomb. And I don't think she'll even have time to answer right away. I think maybe next week we'll get into it, and there's already some kind of chaos happening, and she doesn't really have time to answer, and she kind of, maybe she zones out for a little bit. I don't know.
well,
But-
seems like she does that in very troubling moments in her life. So
Right.
I wouldn't
Yeah.
be surprised. But also,
that's-
like, I could see Sean doing something too, because
Yeah.
notice that he was trying to protect her. Like Lillian said, she's like, when I found out it was your fault, Sean was like, don't say that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he was great this episode. He really was. I liked
Yeah.
I liked a lot of the choices for the whole family for this episode. I mean, it was that they were standing together in the face of pure chaos, and it's just and Dorothy was like there taking it all on, and
She
and-
is a strong bitch, man.
yeah, and Sean was just there for her. Like you were saying, he was shooting down everything Leanne was saying, and he was just
Yeah.
got his family's back.
Because he's
So, I
doing
mean,
what he should have been doing when he was hosting Gourmet Gauntlet. He was
Exactly.
being there to support his wife.
right. So yeah, I mean, I absolutely loved it, and I thought it was fantastic. So we got one
Yeah.
left, Jules. One left, and that's it. Servant is done. Servant
I
is
have
done.
so many mixed emotions. Like, I'm so
too.
excited, but also like I'm so sad.
I
I'm
know.
so sad it's over.
It doesn't feel real. So let's try to take it all in
doesn't.
and really enjoy the last episode. Hopefully it's good. I have faith that it will be good.
I
And
think it will be.
we'll see if I'm right on my prediction. I don't really care if I'm right or wrong. I just want to enjoy it. It's just it's a sad moment for what just happened. It really is. It was,
I know.
It's been
I
fun.
know. And I'm also trying not to have expectations for the last episode so that I'm not disappointed in any way.
Yep. Just go in with an open mind and
Just going
Sit
in
back.
there and just
yeah,
Oh.
enjoy it. Yep. All right. So that's it. Hopefully you guys feel the same. Do you have any last predictions? This is it. This is the last time to get them in. Maybe you think we will get more answers than I think we'll get. I think we're going to be shorted on a lot of things. Maybe I'm wrong. but I think they're going to leave a lot to interpretation and a lot of the lore things, especially. So
Yeah.
we'll see, but maybe not. So leave your predictions below, and we'll be back next week to talk all about it. All right. You guys have a great week. We'll see you next time.
Bye, guys.
Fuck you.